Here's the thing. Most men don't lose women because they're boring. They lose them because they let one invisible line get crossed. It starts small. A late reply you ignore. A joke at your expense you laugh off. A plan she cancels and you say no worries. You think you're being patient. You think you're being understanding. But what's really happening is this. She's learning how far she can go, and you're teaching her there's no cost. And once a woman crosses this boundary, something flips in her psychology. Respect drops, attraction fades, and no amount of chasing brings it back. Today I'm going to show you the one boundary she cannot cross, why it matters more than confidence or looks, and how Seneca quietly warned men about this centuries ago without ever talking about dating. Stay with me, this one changes how women see you. Part 1. Why most men fail at boundaries. Most men think boundaries are about saying no. They're not. Boundaries are about what you tolerate without reaction. Here's where men go wrong. They wait too long. They over-explain. They justify. They negotiate their own discomfort. They say things like, "I just don't like when you do that. I feel disrespected when I need you to understand." The moment you start explaining, you're asking for permission. And respect never grows where permission is required. Seneca warned against this exact mistake. He believed that the man who depends on others to validate his limits has already surrendered his power. A boundary that needs approval is not a boundary. It's a request. Part 2. The boundary she can't cross. Here it is. The boundary she cannot cross is your emotional center. Not your time, not your phone, not your schedule. Your emotional center. The moment a woman realizes she can disrupt your mood, control your emotional state, pull you into reaction, make you explain yourself, make you chase clarity, she has crossed the boundary. And most men don't even notice it happening. They think, "I'm just being open. I'm just communicating. I'm just showing I care." What they're actually doing is handing over control. Seneca said, "He is most powerful who has power over himself." Once she has power over your emotional stability, attraction begins to rot, quietly, subtly, irreversibly. Part 3. Why emotional reaction kills respect. Women don't lose respect because you care. They lose respect when your care becomes dependence. When her tone affects your mood, her silence unsettles you, her distance makes you anxious, her approval becomes relief. She feels it. Not consciously, not maliciously, instinctively. And instinct always responds to imbalance. This is where tests appear. Pullbacks, delayed replies, subtle disrespect, boundary pushes. Not to hurt you, but to see, does this man remain centered when I apply pressure? If the answer is no, attraction collapses. Seneca understood this deeply. He believed emotional reactivity was the root of slavery, because anything that can provoke you can control you. Part 4. The silent test. Most men fail. There is a test almost every man fails at least once. She pulls back. She goes quiet. She becomes inconsistent. And the man reacts. He asks questions. He seeks reassurance. He explains his intentions. He tries to fix the feeling. That reaction tells her everything. It says, "My emotional state is tied to your behavior." That is the boundary being crossed. Not because she's cruel, but because the door was left open. A Stoic man does not chase clarity when clarity was not invited. He observes, he adjusts, he remains steady. And that steadiness is what restores respect, or ends the situation cleanly. Part 5. Seneca's secret, invisible boundaries. Seneca didn't teach confrontation. He taught withdrawal of permission. When someone overstepped, he didn't argue. He didn't explain. He didn't react emotionally. He simply reduced access. Less availability, less emotional investment, less exposure. Not as punishment, as alignment. This is the secret most men never learn. You don't enforce boundaries with words. You enforce them with presence. When your presence becomes conditional on respect, behavior adjusts, or the person removes themselves. Both outcomes are wins. Part 6. Why explaining yourself makes it worse. Men love explaining. Why they felt that way. Why something bothered them. Why they deserve better. Here's the hard truth. The more you explain your boundary, the more negotiable it becomes. Attraction does not respond to logic. It responds to posture. Seneca believed that dignity is silent. The man who must explain his worth has already questioned it himself. A boundary explained is a boundary weakened. Part 7. Emotional self-containment. Let's be clear. This is not about being cold. This is not about emotional shutdown. This is not about playing games. This is about emotional self-containment. You feel deeply, but you do not leak emotionally. You experience disappointment, but you do not collapse. You notice disrespect, but you do not react impulsively. This is the line she cannot cross. The moment she realizes she cannot disturb your center, something shifts. Either she rises to meet your stability, or she fades out. Again, both outcomes protect your self-respect. Part 8. The cost of not having this boundary. Men who lack this boundary overinvest early, chase reassurance, accept inconsistency, tolerate subtle disrespect, confuse attachment with connection, and then they wonder why attraction dies. It didn't die suddenly. It eroded. Because attraction requires polarity, and polarity dies when emotional control is handed over. Seneca believed that inner order creates outer respect. Chaos invites domination. Calm invites deference. Part 9. How to apply this in real life. This is not theory. Here's what it looks like in practice. She pulls back. You don't chase. She tests with tone. You don't react. She withdraws warmth. You remain steady. No speeches. No ultimatums. No emotional lectures. You simply stop overgiving. Your energy becomes selective. Your attention becomes earned. Not to manipulate, to protect your center. That is the boundary. Part 10. Why this increases attraction. Attraction grows where uncertainty exists, but not chaos. Your emotional self-containment creates safety, mystery, respect, polarity. She cannot predict your reaction. She cannot control your mood. She cannot destabilize you. That makes you different, rare, and rarity creates value. Part 11. Stoic detachment is not disinterest. Let's clear this up. Stoic detachment does not mean you don't care. It means you don't cling. You engage fully, but you don't lose yourself. You offer presence, but not dependence. This balance is what most men never achieve, and what most women instinctively respond to. The boundary she can't cross is not a rule. It's a state, the state of being emotionally unmovable. Not rigid, not defensive, centered. The man who protects his emotional center never needs to demand respect. It arrives naturally, or the wrong people leave, and nothing of value is lost. If this video made you realize a boundary you've been violating without knowing it, comment "centered" below. If you've ever reacted emotionally and watched respect fade, share what happened. No judgment here. This channel isn't about pretending to be strong. It's about becoming unshakable. Subscribe if you're done giving your power away. We sharpen clarity here. We protect the frame. We master ourselves. Stay centered.